great memories. My sister and I travelled to Finland a few years back, specifically in search of the Northern Lights. Now, if you did a search for stories of the Northern Lights, you may find many of them telling of how travellers missed seeing them altogether. Weather conditions have to be right, and your timing needs to be spot on, or the elusive spectacle will remain just that, an elusive spectacle. Well, I'm proud to say that our journey to the top of the world was successful. We saw them twice. On our first attempt, the heavens decided to cloud over and hide the monumental dazzle. Now, they were actually there, but they were obscured by cloud cover. Now, I took along a good camera and a tripod and had done a lot of home research and practice before leaving, so I could capture every moment for memento's sake, obviously. Even so, the photos that I took on that first night turned out distant and faint and feeble testimony of the whole experience. However, the next night was completely different. Have you ever looked forward to something so badly that even the slightest disappointment felt like Chicken Little with the sky falling on your head? Of course, giving up is no option at all, and we press on. Now, thank goodness we pressed on, because the next night, it happened. While we were out having dinner, I remember being completely distracted with the excitement and the anticipation of the possibility of seeing the Northern Lights. Now, surely attempt number 2 had to score points. We hurriedly ate up our meals and walked back to the hotel, watching the night sky above us begin its gradual fade into night, with an array of darkening blues and eventual pitch black. Now, hurrying down to the snow-covered river below our hotel, I set up my camera and I prepared myself. The -30 degrees was so cold that it caused icicles to form on our eyelashes. True story. It was a beautiful but bone-chilling night. And then right on cue, they appeared. I can't begin to describe the haunting appearance that the yellows, the greens and the reds of the Northern Lights took on as they slowly snaked across the entire sky. They were like huge dragons of light, winding this way and then that way. They were enormous, and the sheer size of each serpent was confronting, but exciting. While this one began to fade in the west, another would begin its journey in the east, while another would slowly grow in intensity in the north, then gracefully fade away to a yellow nothing seconds later. Then the sky would momentarily fall dark, completely absent of anything. And suddenly, like a Disney spectacular, enormous dragons of light from all sides leapt into view and began their haunting, slow motion dances. Seconds later, they faded into ghost-like oblivion, only to start the whole sight again and again. The whole dance lasted for about 40 minutes, but what an incredible 40 minutes it was. What a night. Now, the next night, my sister chose to stay in the hotel where it was warm, but I, typical of an adventure junkie, had to go and try again to attempt to film the Northern Lights for a very highly unlikely second night in a row. Now, down by the river, the beautiful stars littered the northern sky. It was just as cold as the night before, which may have accounted for the fact that only I and one other person stood in the cold. It was freezing. I've never been so cold in my whole life. Minus 30 degrees actually hurts. But it was worth it because about 5 minutes after setting up, the Northern Lights made their appearance. And, if I might be so bold, they were even more spectacular than the night before. And only I and one other person stood clicking away on our cameras, capturing the incredible moment for a very rare second time. And as mysteriously as they appeared, 5 minutes later, they were gone for the rest of the evening. Now, locals the next day said that it was the most spectacular sighting they could remember in years, and the whole event lasted only about 5 minutes. And I was there. I saw it all. Great memories can do wonders. Even now, as I tell the story, I feel happier and feel my heart warming to the pictures in my mind and in my heart, which is why I tell the story. If good memories have been proven to be able to lift your spirit, can I encourage you to take a trip today? Can I encourage you to take a stroll down memory lane and devour all the sights and the sounds and the smells that you can recall and savour them with delight? Like my memory of the Northern Lights, it can bring a little emotion along with it. But what's wrong with that? We're human and we feel. And sometimes we need to practice feeling, whether it brings joy or emotion, because it's healing and cathartic. As a matter of fact, recalling good memories can go a long way in increasing healthy well-being. You don't even have to fly to the top of the world to find it. Standing in the cold and snapping icicles from your eyelashes may not be your cup of tea. But why not grab a cuppa right where you are and start the journey? Because it could be your Northern Lights moment. See you next time.